passing, he his conversation with Joseph Campbell caused me to put a rudder in the water and change the direction of my boat. And in some ways, that's how I got here today. So hopefully he knows that now. So today I'm actually bringing a message to you from a series that I did once on Wayne Miller's book, How Then Shall We Live? And I love that phrase because it is such a way for, it's a place for me to like, a stone raised up out of the water where I can just take a break and look around and decide, is this still the same direction or is it another one? Is there something left undone? Is there something else I want to do? How then shall I live? Where do I go? Or if I'm just befuddled and in confusion, and I would say that we live in very, very confusing times and in upsetting ones, and it is difficult to really navigate our little boats sometimes and which way we should be going and if it's a new direction or not. But today, this message comes from a portion of the book, and I feel that it answers the question for me. It is the question I ask myself when I am befuddled and lost and trying to reorient myself to who I am in this moment. And the question is, what do I love? In Matthew chapter 6, verse 21, Jesus is quoted as saying, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Asking yourself, what do I love, helps you to orient yourself to knowing what is important to you. And also, more or less, what it is that your deep soul really is here to express or wants to express. And the world needs you and needs your individuality and needs your perspective and your way of seeing things. And it really isn't going to be something that we can often find outside of us. Certainly there are mentors, certainly there are models, but the way in which I will walk my path really only can come from inside of me. And as long as I'm unconscious of that, I may or may not be true to it. So recognizing that we become what we love is the way in which we can navigate our lives. Planting what you love in the garden of your life is a way in which you can remind yourself. So draw the things to you that you love. Have them displayed in your home, in your office, wherever you are. Paint your car that color. Do the thing that really speaks as to who you are, what gives you life and love. What is it that you enjoy? As a retired person, I have been reveling in that. I have really just redone a lot of the things around me by moving here, really. Last August, we set up our home, and going through the things that we were trying to winnow out of our lives and decide what we no longer needed was a process of being able to say, what do I want to see in that bookcase? What do I want to see on the walls around me? What do I want reflected back that reminds me of what I love? Surrounding yourself with things and images of people, places, experiences that you love, reveling in that is really key, and it's important. You might think it seems selfish or self-absorbed. If you're a narcissist, maybe, but if you're just a person trying to find your bearings, it is essential and it is important. So I'm underscoring it because the questions that you're asking yourself is, what is mine to do, can only be decided or understood by who I am coming to be in the world. Who am I? What am I bringing? What do I love? Rumi says, whatever you wish to marry, go absorb yourself in that beloved. Assume its shape and qualities. If you wish for the light, prepare yourself to receive it. If you wish to be far from God, nourish your egoism and drive yourself away. If you wish to find a way out of this ruined prison, don't turn your head away from the beloved, but bow in worship and draw near. Just owning what really feeds you. Where is your heart? Love and truth go together. Finding what we love instills a sense of orientation to truth, which is why our love that comes through us, what we can't help but love, we can't help but be drawn to, is actually the truth of our being. It is really the truth of our authenticity, our authentic self. And really, that if we had a singular job this lifetime, it is to allow that to shine through us, express it through us, because the world is missing that piece unless we show it. Love and truth exist in the same field of energy. So where your love comes, the truth of who you are, the truth you seek, will also be there. And you can trust that. Love shows the way to what is deeply true within us. Whatever we love, whatever is lovable about us, our authentic selves radiate truth and attract the hearts of others. It is a way in which we find our own tribe, the tribe you're sitting in today. The ways in which you find who it is that gets you and that wants you to be your best self, that really supports that or models it. Wayne Muller says, every person you touch, every act of kindness, every gesture born of your love can uncover something deeply true within and around you. And with each act of truthfulness, you touch a deeper chord in yourself and others, because truth is universal. And just my truth is not necessarily the only version or perspective or way to look at it. But when I speak from my truth, it resonates in your heart to find what is also true for you. Because truth is what we share. Truth is what we are made of. It is what we arise out of. If you ever doubt whether you should speak the truth, know that who you truly are has already spoken. I know you're thinking, Emerson, me too. Who you are speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you're saying. I was stunned by that line the first time that I read it. Who you are speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you are saying. I've already grokked you. I've already got you. I'm already on the wavelength with you. I already see who you are. He also says, our life is an apprenticeship to truth, that around every circle, another can be drawn. Under every deep, a lower deep opens. So it is a path that we can follow in ourselves, but again, not about self-absorption, but about rooting ourselves and carrying that expression into the world and finding our tribe in every dimension of our life, in every place we go. We will always attract whoever it is that resonates with something that we are being in the moment. The next part of this process is recognizing that love and attention go together. Knowing what it is you love will also tell you what you should be focused on, where you look. What we focus on, our hearts resonate with, and we become identified with what we love. We begin to express it. Meister Eckhart said, the spiritual life is a process not of addition, but of subtraction. So looking at what it is that we love, bringing something deeply true into visibility, helps us to recognize this is the thing not something else I go out and grab and have to emulate or act like or follow somebody else. It doesn't mean I can't learn. It doesn't mean I can't observe. It doesn't mean I can't try it out, you know. But what it does mean is I not abandon who it is I've come to be and what it is that will make that visible in the world. And really, what gives me joy? I will say that love and joy are also in the same field, that when you feel the love, you feel the joy that we just heard described up here, that beautiful joy. Where did that come from? Her great love for her daughter, and seeing success and seeing the blessing that her daughter, following her soul, will now give to countless others through the work that she will do. And also, being a mother and grandmother myself, I certainly know how we're always looking over the shoulders of our grown children to make sure that they are still on their path too. And, keeping my hands behind my back and waiting patiently for, they already know my voice. They already have it running through the backs of their heads. I know that. And I know that they know what Mom would say. But when they do want to know, I will be here. Muller says, people who love are naturally teachers. Lovers are useful people. They wake us up. That means you yourself are leaving a wake behind you. Every time that you are true to yourself and authentic in how you respond and how you're acting and what it is that you're doing in the world, being, teaching, how it is that you live your life according to the principles that are important to you, living from what you love. You are leaving a wake behind you. People are observing. You're impacting young people that you don't even know, that you weren't even targeting, that you didn't feel responsible for, that are still in your wake, noticing how you live your life and admiring that and adjusting their own rudder in the water as a result. Think of the teachers in your life that were most inspirational to you. Did they not love what they taught? The ones whose names you still remember, the grades you remember, possibly even some things you learned from them. And their love was contagious, wasn't it? So is yours when you tap into it. Because love, really, it's the path. Love and language go together as well. Wayne Muller shares this story. He says, Christina was born prematurely and put into an incubator whose oxygen supply failed, and she lost her hearing. As a young child, she learned how to read lips and developed her speech amazingly well for someone who had lost her hearing from birth. At 35 years of age, she attended a retreat with Wayne Muller and had to keep her eyes open to hear the guided meditation. After a few meditations, the discussion was about what we love. She shared, I love language. I love to be able to speak, to communicate. I even learned French because it feels so good in my mouth. She went on, I love breathing. When I was in the incubator, I couldn't breathe. There was no oxygen. So now, I love my breath. Every breath feels like a beautiful gift. I'm so grateful for my breath. Imagine if you had that awareness, that consciousness in your life. What is it that you take for granted that really sustains you? Feel gratitude for your breath that nourishes your body and feels like life itself through it. Feel gratitude for the breath you use to speak and express yourself. Try to make as many words as possible that express your heart and your soul and all the things those two parts of you want to say. Just know that We are given everything we need. Everything is available in the simplest, subtlest, most important ways. It brings us now to love and sadness and loss, healing loss. This is a big occupation of this lifetime, isn't it? Loss is forever with us. It is like someone has said, birth was the beginning of the first loss, the loss of security and comfort and complete absorption and complete support. And every moment of our lives has been a losing, a letting go process, and still is. And depending on what it is that we expected to stay with us, or something that we've depended on, or something that we deeply love, someone we deeply love and have lost. Those pains are with us, and they change us, actually. Healing loss is an occupation of a human life. It's like an open wound if it isn't healed. And if it can't heal after a long time, it's like an open wound in our body. Something is interfering with the natural process of healing. In medicine, we call it a foreign body that causes irritation and infection that keeps a wound from healing. The foreign body has to be removed, cleaned out, and supported in a growing back together with bandages. Our thoughts or beliefs can create foreign bodies or unforgiveness in the wound of our grieving that keeps us stuck, keeps us in pain. We weren't meant to live like that. We were always meant to heal. Grief is meant to be a natural transcendence, a transformation from what we were to what we're becoming. It's a natural way to heal our hearts and make us more compassionate and to grow depth within us, experience, and wisdom. Those are the gifts. We all know them if we look back and see how we have been able to achieve that. And whatever heartache, whatever pain, whatever unforgiveness we still nurture, may be an opportunity now for us to claim the gift that we can receive on the other side of that. We might identify with our wounds in a way that isn't healthy either. Becoming aware of our deep feelings and beliefs surrounding our wounds is important and takes time to focus on them, feel them completely, depending on the depth of the wound. But identifying with them as a permanent festering wound is not healthy or even true about us. Wayne Muller has a story about that. He says Jessica was sad and angry when she had a miscarriage. And after a while, people in her life insisted she get over it, get on with her life. Yet she did not feel ready to do that yet. And so when she was at a retreat with Wayne Muller, she stood and said what was on her heart. She says, I'm angry that the people in my life will not let me grieve, she said. She spoke of how selfish and insensitive they were. She felt alone and abandoned in her loss. As she was speaking and as she was letting some of this out, Muller asked her, and the child you lost, what do you need to say to the child? She was stunned. She had never spoken to her child. Her attention was on her family, their reactions. She was quiet for a time, and then tears filled her eyes. Quietly she began, I love you. I miss you. I miss the life we might have had together. I miss who I would have become as your mother. Please help me. Help me let you go. Tears flowed. Love did too. Clearly, healing had begun. Perhaps another rudder in the water. And we come to another place where love has meaning for us. Love in community with others. Hurricanes, floods, fires, global disease, melting glaciers, tumultuous times we live in. All of these are challenges that we must face together and in support of each other. And it's obvious when these kinds of events occur. But those are also ways to describe the upsets in our individual lives as well, isn't it? A hurricane came through my life. A fire took it all away. A flood that I didn't expect. An illness I can't seem to shake. I can't seem to get over. A diagnosis I will have to live with now. These things are all the places that shake up our lives. And when we can turn to family and friends for support and for sometimes help we have a hard time asking for. The greatest damage that can be done to a community, to our country, is to divide its people against themselves. We need one another now more than ever. To do that, you do not have to give up who you are, but bring who you really are, what you love, what you believe in, what you think is important for everybody's greater good, and live from that. Speak from that. Bring it to the table, that it not be left out of whatever answers we are trying to come up with. Rebecca Solnit says, when all the ordinary divides and patterns are shattered, people step up to become their brother's keepers. And that purposefulness and connectedness brings joy even amidst death, chaos, fear, and loss. It is integral to our health and well-being to give love to others. It's for us to find the love. It is for us to allow ourselves to be a vessel of love, to choose to be love, to embody the love of the things that give us joy, to be in joy. That is the shining example of a heart opened, of a soul engaged in expressing. And it radiates light. It is as important to give love to others as it is to receive love from them and to be the love that others seek. Love is our holy gift to the world. How then shall we live? Only you know. Willa Cather says, where there is great love, there are always miracles. And I think we could use a few miracles right now. Thank you.